and Essence products. And then I also have one item from Misha, which is my first ever, I think it's like a Korean brand, like Korean type BB cream. So I've never used any of those kind of products before, and I know the Misha one is one of the most popular. So without further ado, let's get into it and we'll try some of the products on as we go. So star of the show, and by far the most expensive item that I bought, not that any of these are expensive, was the Misha Perfect Cover BB Cream X. And I got this in shade number 13. It has an SPF of 42, which is really, really impressive. It's supposed to provide a full coverage finish while offering skincare benefits to the skin to achieve an impeccable and moisturized complexion. Now, you only get 20 ml with this product, so it is not the standard 30 ml that you would expect. So considering that it's £8 for 20 ml, if you're comparing it, it's I guess like a standard sort of drugstore foundation price, which would be about what, £12 for 30 ml. So let's open this up and have a look. I guess I'll open it from the bottom. Seems to be opening up there quite easily. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's this nice sort of brownish, warm brown color. It says anything extra on the back: UVA and UVB protection, brightening and wrinkle caring benefits, and high coverage. Directions for use: after basic skincare, apply an appropriate amount along the skin texture and finish with powder. No additional sun protection is needed. Okay, I'm going to give this a shake, and I don't think I'm going to apply this right now. I'm going to see what else I've got and then make a decision. But just shaking it up, and I will do a swatch on my arm. So there we go. That's probably too much, but let's have a look at what that looks like, the texture, etc. Feels really like soft and smooth, actually. I think the color match is pretty much spot on. I'm going to test that on my face as well, just with what's left. Oh yeah, shade 13. That is the one. Okay, so I'm really, really excited about that. That's so cool. I don't know if I'm going to be putting that on my face today, but we'll keep it as an option. I'm also interested to see if this swatch actually oxidizes. Now, that was the only product that I got from Misha. As I said, it was the most expensive product. I spent about £50 on Latino, and I got 15% off when I spent over £10. I got that, I think it was just an email that I got, and I was like, oh, I'll have a look and see what's on there. So if you watched my last live, you'll know that what I was aiming to do was create a sort of curated, like a capsule makeup wardrobe for when I'm traveling, okay? So I'm not necessarily going to include the Misha BB cream in that, although the packaging would be ideal for travel. But we'll see what else I've got here, and we're thinking kind of light, inexpensive, travel-friendly, reliable products that I know will be really useful for when I'm away and that I know work for me and my skin. Especially having dry skin, very pale skin, you want to make sure you've got products you can count on. So let's have a look at what else I've got in here. And I'm going to go in no particular order, but I can see I have got a Catrice item here. It's mostly Catrice with a little bit of Essence. This is the Pure Volume Magic Brown Mascara. Now, I've never tried a brown mascara before, and I know there's varying shades of brown as well. It can be like so dark it's almost black, or it can be quite light and a bit strange looking. So I wanted to try a brown mascara. Now, I didn't know this parcel was actually going to arrive today. So I did do my eyebrows and my eyelashes. So I won't be testing this one out today, but I want to do a look with brown eyeliner and brown mascara just to try it out, really. Hi, nice to see you. So that was another item that I did get. Okay, next here is something from Essence. This is the Essence Lash Princess Liner. Now, you might recognize the packaging, as the Lash Princess mascara has a bit of a cult following, and it has done for years. So I wanted to try the liner, and again, I've gone for a brown shade. So I'm going to just swatch that right on the back of my hand here. I'm not sure how the camera is picking it up, but that's a warm, light brown. Like, you are definitely going to be able to tell that's a brown on the eyelid rather than a black. So it's definitely going to be less harsh, kind of more of an autumnal shade as well. So yeah, I got about £50 worth of items from Latino if you've just joined me, because I'm going to create that sort of capsule makeup wardrobe. Now I did get another brown eyeliner, and this one is from Essence as well, and it's still a felt tip pen, but it's just called the Essence eyeliner pen in the shade brown, and this one is supposed to be extra long lasting. So let's test this one next to the Lash Princess. Okay, so straight away, there's the Lash Princess, which is very clearly brown. This one here, which is just the Essence eyeliner pen in brown, is clearly much, much darker. And I'm not sure when that dries down if you'll actually be able to tell that it's brown at all. So I'm glad that I got to test them out. Now, to complete the comparison, we also have a little sort of pot ink style liner from Catrice. This is just called Ink Eyeliner 24-hour wear, and I got it in the shade black just because I needed a new black eyeliner basically. The one I have from Essence is on its last legs. So I'm going to swatch that here for you. It's kind of got like a soft applicator, but it is one of these sort of ink pot pens rather than the pen style, which the other two are. So as you can see, we've got the first one, the Lash Princess, then we have just the Essence ink pen, and then finally the Catrice, which is an actual black. So it's kind of like light brown, dark brown, and black there. There's very little difference, I reckon, between these two, especially when they dry. So just something to bear in mind if you are going to order these. If you want a true brown that shows up as properly and noticeably brown, I would go for this one, which is the Lash Princess. Again, kind of impossible to tell these things when you order online until you do some swatches. I did actually try to get this the other day in Primark, and they just didn't have it. They had the black, but they didn't have the brown one. And then when I went to get because I knew this one, this is the old one I have, I didn't just buy this. This does come in a brown shade as well, but they only had like a metallic brown, which wasn't really what I wanted, so I didn't get that one. So this is pretty much ready to go in the bin now. It's pretty much dead. And then I can use the Catrice if I want a black, or one of the Essence shades if I want a brown. I'm glad you're finding it helpful. Okay, so moving on then to what else I've got. The only other thing I've swatched so far is this Nisha BB cream in the shade 13. It looks to have kind of an olive or a beige undertone. I did put a little bit on my cheek, but as you can see, it's pretty much invisible where I put the swatch. So even though I wouldn't say I have an olive undertone, I still think that's probably going to work for me. Right, let's see what else I've got in here. In fact, let's carry on with the sort of face makeup trend. I did buy a foundation from Catrice that I've never tried. Very sadly, the True Skin foundation, I believe, is being discontinued. In fact, I've heard the whole True Skin line is being discontinued. I hope that's not true. Now, I saw a really good review from Beauty by Banda saying that the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation is the best foundation he's seen under $10, okay? So let's have a look at this one. The lightest shade that was available was 002 Porcelain Beige. Now that kind of makes me wonder if there was a 001 and maybe it got discontinued. I don't know. I think this might be a little bit dark, but I don't want to judge it too soon. Now, I had a friend that had this foundation and really didn't like it. So I'm just going to give this a super good shake because I wonder, because it's kind of a liquidy formula, is it a case that it won't be very full coverage if you don't give it a really good shake? Because my friend complained that it just didn't really give any coverage, but I don't know why that might be the case. Maybe it's been reformulated since. That was a couple of years ago. So this foundation says that it's mattifying, water and sweat proof, and has niacinamide. Now, I wouldn't normally look for a mattifying foundation. However, this doesn't really look matte on the skin when I've seen people try it on. So let me see what it says on the back here. Ultra lightweight, non-oily foundation with long-lasting full coverage for an even and mattified complexion without mask effect. I almost said with mask effect. With high definition, in inverted commas, finish for camera-ready skin. Niacinamide, vitamin B3, supports a refined skin appearance over time. Dermatologically approved, shake well. So I'm glad I've given it a shake, and I'm going to give it another shake. So this is one of those dropper foundations, which I absolutely despise. And often the droppers don't even work properly. Oh, Chappelle Rowan. Oh, thank you very much. I wish that was true. I think it might be like a hair thing, but I've just got a little swatch of this now. So let's have a look here. I'm going to put it right next to the BB cream by Misha. Okay, so that's very much a different undertone. It's looking a lot more yellow than the Misha. I would say the Misha has oxidized a bit since I put it on my arm. Like it was much more of a match earlier, even like 5 or 10 minutes ago. So let's go for a little swatch here. Okay, so maybe it's not that bad. The color reminds me of so many other drugstore foundations. I feel like this is the typical lightest shade in so many other lines where it's that kind of slightly warm undertone, slightly yellowy, fairly pale shade, but that doesn't go right into the sort of Celtic skin tones. It's kind of just on the periphery. I mean, it's blending in okay, but we'll see what does the swatch do on my arm and on my face here. But if you look, I can't believe the difference in the two colors. I'm actually a little bit worried about the Misha. That looks to be really changing color there. I'm glad I didn't put it on my face already. Yeah, it's absolutely an odd choice of applicator for a matte foundation. Normally these are for like a hydrating skin tint. Like if I show you, you're absolutely right there. I've got like the Max Factor serum foundation. I've also got the Maybelline Super Stay Skin Tint. Those are both in those sort of traditional dropper style bottles. And then if you look at your proper kind of more long wearing foundations like Match Perfection or Lasting Finish, they have the proper pump. I have to say my preference has always been for a pump. I'm not a huge fan of even, you know, the ones where you take it out and it's like a little applicator thing. I don't like those either. We'll see what this is like. I want to do a video of full face of Catrice / Essence. I might not be able to do an entire face of just Catrice because some of their products I just don't like and I don't want to lie about things. But definitely Catrice / Essence would be a good idea because they are sister brands. So that's that one. Now, I also got 2 concealers from Catrice. I wanted to get the Catrice True Skin Concealer again because I really liked it last time. It's high cover concealer, hyaluronic acid and waterproof, and this is 4.5 mil. As far as I remember, nothing was over like £3, £3.50. The only thing that was more expensive was the Misha BB cream for £8. I bought a total of 14 items, so that works out at about £3.57 per item, including the Misha BB cream. So everything was just so inexpensive. Now I have a sneaky feeling that the last time I got this concealer from Catrice, the True Skin one, I got 001, but that is no longer available anywhere. So either I was dreaming or it's been discontinued because no one was buying it. So I'm going to do a swatch of that now, and it's going to be next to the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. Okay, it's looking a little bit more yellow, a little bit more beige, and it also looks like it's going to be too dark, particularly for under my eyes. It's very yellowy. That was probably too much of a thick swatch there on my face, but hey ho. I mean, it's blending in okay, but it is visibly yellow on my skin. I don't know if you can see it there, but I can definitely see it in the mirror behind me. So, okay, you win some, you lose some. Having said that, the next concealer I bought from Catrice, this must be new, or at least new to me. This is called the Catrice Instant Bright Serum Concealer. I mean, once I saw the word serum, I was like, yeah, that's going to be nice for my under eyes. Now, this I did also get in the lightest shade available. If I can just find it. Does it say the shade? It just says 0001. And I mean, looking at that, that is incredibly pale. I think I'm going to be a little bit more successful with this one. This did have plastic on it, by the way. I've just removed it just for the ease of the video. Pretty much all I did was open the box and remove any plastic wrapping that I thought might get in the way. So I'm going to swatch that right next to the True Skin foundation. And can you see that for a difference? Oh my goodness. Hang on, I'll just bring it up a little higher there. That is crazy. Look at the difference. So that is their lightest foundation in HD coverage. That is their lightest concealer in True Skin. and that is their lightest concealer in the Instant Bright range. I mean, those are three different people. Those are three different customers. That is insane. Absolutely wild. I agree. So we'll give it a chance. We'll wait for it to sort of oxidize a little bit. Now I put the other concealer here. I'm sorry the lighting's not great, but the sun is like starting to go down and it's a bit sort of cloudy, but I did want to film this today because it's literally a first impressions. The box arrived today. I had no notice. I was supposed to get an email or something when it was like on its way and then it just arrived. I mean, it was incredibly quick. I only ordered it a few days ago. Let's just put this like here. I mean, I almost think this is too light for me. This will definitely be a brightening concealer. I guess it is called Instant Bright. Whoa, okay. I feel like I'm highlighting my chin right now. Okay. I mean, I like the texture. It feels extremely moisturizing, so that's really nice. And I do feel like it's not mattifying or anything. It's definitely got a little bit of luminosity to it, so my chin is glowing. But yeah, that is actually really lovely, but it might actually be too light. So perhaps if I mixed the two together, this is getting really, really strange. Somebody needs to do some like cross concealer editing there or some sort of checking on what's going on at Catrice, because those are three different people right there with three different undertones. Okay, so yeah, absolutely, you're right. A little seems to go an awfully long way. So although there isn't actually a huge amount in here, what was it? 5 ml. Oh, actually, that's more than I thought. So this is crazy. This is 4.5 mil. This is 5 mil. I mean, which one would you think has more product in it? But then this has one of those deceptive glass bottles. Look at that. So the glass, not only is it heavy, but it's also making it look like there's way more product in there than there actually is. So there's more product in this one than there is in this one. I think the cost was about the same, and to be honest, it's half a milliliter. You're probably not really going to notice the difference. But if I'm traveling, this is so much like lighter in weight than this, because I often travel like I'm a bit of a scruff. Sometimes I go away for a weekend and I just bring carry-on. But like sometimes you don't want to pay 50 quid each way for a bag with Ryanair. So yeah, I would definitely be bringing the Instant Bright. I just might need to be careful that I don't use too much and that it doesn't highlight under my eyes rather than making it look just concealed. Now these have all dried down. So we've got brown, extremely dark brown and black. I would say if you like wearing black liner, there's probably no need to get that middle one because they look the same. So there's almost no discernible difference on my hand, let alone if I used the dark brown on one eye and the black on the other. I think you wouldn't be able to tell. So if you're going to go for a brown eyeliner, I would get the Essence Lash Princess. That's definitely the best one there. Okay. Moving on, let's stick with face products. So I was really excited to try this because it looks absolutely amazing. And I had swatched it before, but I don't know why I didn't just buy it. This is the Catrice Glass-like highlighter stick. So it looks like this. And I got the shade 0001. I'm not sure if there's other shades, possibly. I know they do like blush sticks like this or multi-use sticks. The name of the shade, oh, it's got a different number on here. On this, it's got 0001. And then on the back, it's got 010 Keep It Glassy. So I'm guessing it's just Keep It Glassy. So I'm gonna swatch that. Shall I do it before the Misha? And then you'll really be able to see if it reflects. That is pretty. So I know L'Oreal released something called like Lumila Glass that everyone was going on about that, but that's about 4 times the price of this one. I think this was like 2 quid or something ridiculous. Let's do a little swatch here. So like, let's say I'm trying to highlight my cheekbone or something. I know we're losing light rapidly, but at least you can have a quick look. That is really nice. It almost gives like a wet look to the skin. I really, really like that one. That is gorgeous. Very happy with that purchase and so inexpensive. Do not buy the L'Oreal. Get this one. That is gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Okay, I feel like I'm repeating the word gorgeous, in that Little Britain skit where they brought a woman in to like look at a lineup of like criminals. Then she's like, oh, he's gorgeous. Yeah, that's totally what I'm doing right now. Sorry, my brain went somewhere else for a minute. Okay, let's finish with face products still. I've got 2 more face products. I'll get the boring one out of the way because this is just literally buying something to refill. So this is the Catrice Under Eye Brightener Setting Powder. I got the same shade as always, which is just 10 Light Rose. So I love that and I'm going to be keeping it. The next thing I got is a new product to me. Now I've seen the matte one, but I didn't know that they did a glowing setting powder, or sorry, fixing powder from Essence. It's called All About Soft Glow Fixing Compact Powder. It's 8 grams and it's supposed to be waterproof. Soft glow finish for all skin tones. So that would be interesting, especially as the powder is kind of white. Oh, am I going to be able to open this? Real life struggles. Okay, there you go. So that's what the powder looks like there. There's kind of like this cute little sort of moon shape in the powder. I guess, yeah, the glow of the moon sort of thing. So I'm just going to do a little swatch. I've probably taken too much on my finger there. It is looking extremely light. And let's see, as we're going upwards in lightness. Oh, I like that. I can definitely see that it's not a matte powder. Can you see that if I like move my arm a little bit? Oh, that looks really nice. Let's try that over here where I've been like randomly swatching foundations and stuff. Oh, I don't know if that's sitting right. I probably shouldn't be just randomly applying it with my finger, but you know, hang on, let's get a brush. Let's do this properly. I am gonna take, God, what brush is even clean? That's the question. Let's take this one. This is a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Again, this might be a little bit too dense. Oh, it's quite powdery actually. And swipe that over. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Can you tell it's not matte? Does it look matte? I definitely don't think it's a glowy setting powder. A little bit powdery there. Maybe it's sort of somewhere in between. Like, I don't know what to describe that as. I know the popular word at the moment is blurring. Everything's blurred. But yeah, this is kind of just, I don't know about that. Okay, so we'll leave that one there. I'm still kind of perplexed by it. It was very glowy in the swatch. Like you can still see it glowing on my arm. But then when I put it over the concealer or foundation swatches that I've done, not sure. Definitely going to need to do a proper try on for that. Okay, I have got one more eye product before I go on to lip products. I'm so excited about this one. This is from Essence and it basically looks like a MAC paint pot. Now I know from Caramel Nicole, the Catrice eyeshadow pots, the cream ones, are not meant to be great. So I wanted to try this Essence one and I really liked the sound of this shade. This is called the Essence Cream Eyeshadow and it's in 04 Cocoa. So I'm going to do a bit of a swatch. Oh, it's got kind of a weird moussey texture. I think I've already taken like way too much on my finger there. I'm going to swatch it next to the brown eyeliner because that's probably how I would wear those. I'd wear it with either brown or black eyeliner. That is incredible. Look at that. I cannot believe that that product cost me like £2.50 or something ridiculous. Oh my God, it's exactly like Dream Matte Mousse. How did you know? This is incredible. It's so like the Dream Matte Mousse. You've absolutely hit the nail on the head. You should be making this video. That is so, so cool. Like, look at the texture. It's exactly like Dream Matte Mousse, but so, so pigmented. Like, I'm going to have to be really careful when I use that. I only ever had one of the Dream Matte Mousse eyeshadows. I never wore the foundation because it was a million shades too dark for me. But the eyeshadow that I had was like this weird orangey color. It was not that nice. I guess they were going for like a copper vibe, but it just looked orange on me. But that is absolutely beautiful. The only way now that that could be a letdown is if it doesn't wear well, or possibly it could be difficult to blend out, but I don't think it will be. I have a feeling that's going to be nice. Like, it's still quite movable right there. Now, I wonder, is it a bit like if the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse and the Maybelline Tattoo eyeshadows, the cream eyeshadows, had a baby? I wonder if it's something like that. Okay, that's so exciting. That's definitely one of the top products of this haul. Okay, now, They've got loads. I just picked like the shade that kind of drew me the most, but I kind of want to buy them all now. I'm not really into very light shimmery shades, but anything that's basically darker than my skin tone, I would probably buy. So yeah, I hope they have a pewter one. I hope they have a taupe one. I hope they have a sage green. I hope they have a smoky one. Absolutely agree with you. They're so, so nice. Now, I was kind of shocked when I got these and opened up. Sorry, when I opened the package and I saw these. These are from Catrice and they are called the Diamond Glaze Lip Glosses. So I'm going to start with this one here. Let me find the color for you. This is 020 Pop-In Glitters. So to me, this looks like an extremely pale pink with white and gold glitters in it. And I have a feeling this is going to be a lot more glittery than I originally thought when I was looking at it on the internet. So it's got a really cute little doe foot applicator, which will make it really easy to apply. I am going to swatch that here next to that powder. Can you guys see that okay? Might need to do a hand swatch, but that is basically pure glitter. I need to actually do another swatch for myself, but it looks insanely glittery. I don't think there's much of a base color. I just think, oh, there's pink glitter in as well, like pink, pearl and gold glitter. So this is very much a topper product, I would say. This is not going to be to give color to your lips. Now I have a lip balm on at the moment because I had a feeling I was going to be swatching these. They do kind of look like an eyeshadow. I know what you mean. You know, these kind of liquid sparkle eyeshadows, like the Dazzle Glass ones from MAC. Yeah, totally get why you thought that. So there's this one. So let's try this on. I know it's probably going to look insane because you're probably just meant to put on like a lipstick and then a tiny bit of this in the middle, but let's just try it. Oh, wow. I like the smell. It's got like a old school cherry lip gloss kind of smell. Does anyone remember in the 2000s when like sparkly silver lip gloss was kind of a thing? That's kind of the vibe this is giving me. I mean, it feels comfortable. It is sticky, but not too sticky. I don't feel like my two lips are sticking together or anything, but there's absolutely no way I would be wearing that on its own. I do look like I've gone to a 10-year-old's party in the 2000s and I was finally allowed to wear lip gloss and I chose this one from, you know, the pound store or whatever. Now that's no shade to the product, but that's just what it reminds me of. Yeah, exactly, not my aesthetic. So do I think this is a really nice product? Yes. However, I would not be wearing this alone. I'm kind of curious to see what it would look like, just a tiny bit of it, with over a lipstick that I like. So let's take this off. And I'm going to apply something that I know suits me. So I'm going to take Pillow Talk Fair. This is just the mini. Because this is a lipstick that I really like the color of, but it's a bit more matte than I enjoy. I wouldn't say it's fully matte, more of a satin, but I prefer something like the Fenty Gloss Bomb Sticks. Not the metallic ones, just the regular. Now, I couldn't be bothered lining or anything like that, but we have a base color now to work with. So then let's see how frosty this is going to be on top. Literally just putting a tiny little bit, a few dots in the center. See, that now is pretty. It just creates a little bit of emphasis in the center of the lip, but it's not over the top. Yeah, I like this. And I feel like it's made my lips look that little bit fuller as well. So yeah, I'm really, really liking this one. Let's have a look at the other shade. I had to get this when I saw it was blue. Like, how exciting. To me, it looks like there's possibly like blue and green possible shimmers, and maybe gold. Let me swatch this on my hand because I feel like you got a better look at it when I did that, as did I actually. So again, I'll do a fairly thick swatch so you can kind of see the colors. Yeah, you can definitely see the blue tone in that. That is going to be gorgeous over a red lipstick, which is what I want to try now. So again, my lips are going to hate me, but I'm going to take this off. Ooh, Ooh, syrup luster glass. God, I haven't had a MAC lip gloss in the longest time because they're like over 20 quid now. Like they're so nice, but I know I'd either lose it or forget to wear it, or I don't know. I find it really hard to justify the cost of a lip gloss. In my head, that's just not a high price item, but I guess I'm just a bit old fashioned or something that way. Now, when it comes to choosing a lipstick, I'm going to choose a red that I don't wear often because it's so drying, even though I like the color. I mean, can you think of a red lipstick that is a beautiful color, but it's very drying? Oh, MAC Ruby Woo. So let me go and find that. It's probably in the back of the drawer because I never wear it. Searching for lipstick. I don't think I got rid of it. No. Here it is. The old-fashioned bullet, so it's smaller than the new bullet, but this is the retro matte formula, aka the worst formula that MAC has ever made. Okay, I'm actually going to get a little mirror here to put this on so it doesn't look insane. Sorry, that was my mirror being stuck to a coaster that then fell off. This is a real life live, if you didn't realize. My lives always go a bit crazy. Oh my God, that's pulling on my lips already. Ah, Sahara Desert. But look at the amazing color. Look how white it makes my teeth look. I mean, I pretty much never wear this one. It's really just for swatch comparisons. I could get away with it maybe if I wore a lip balm, but I just have more comfortable reds, so why would I bother? Now, let's try the blue sparkly lip gloss over that. I am going to use the mirror for this as well, just so I can actually see what I'm doing. And again, I'm putting like 2 little dots on the top and 3 on the bottom. I probably shouldn't have used the actual applicator, but I can always wipe it off. Oh, maybe I need a bit more. Hang on. I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. Yeah, the applicator is now stained forever. Oh well. I probably won't lose any sleep over that. I'm just mixing a little bit on the back of my hand. Dabbing it. Again, more in the center. I'm not going to the outer edges. That is nice. I'm not quite sure. You can see that the particles are blue, but you know, I know they're blue and I think it looks really, really nice. And again, that element of blue just helps to make your teeth look even whiter, especially when you drink as much coffee as I do. And I always think that when you're incredibly pale, it naturally makes your teeth look darker because there isn't that contrast that you get if you have a tan. So a lot of people that wear fake tan, their teeth look super white because their face has a huge contrast to their teeth. Also, I read that people that are naturally blonde often have more yellow in their teeth because that's just part of their coloring, but I don't really know if that's true. What do you guys think? Okay, I think that was pretty much everything in the haul. So let's just revisit these crazy swatches. The Misha BB Cream, the True Skin Liquid Coverage, True Skin Liquid Foundation from, was it True Skin? Oh my God, I'm lying to you. HD Liquid Coverage, apologies, is the second swatch. Then the next one is the True Skin Concealer. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. I thought that it looked way, way too dark, but it seems to have sort of assimilated to my skin tone. And then this one was the Instant Bright Serum Concealer, which I really liked. Then we have that glowy powder from Essence in the compact. It's a glowy setting powder. Finally, a random lip gloss swatch that I then just repeated over here on my hand. I think the one with the pink sparkles is the stronger and more pigmented of the two, but I'm not really sure. It's kind of hard to tell. They both look pretty damn sparkly to me. Okay, I think that's the end of my live. Daylight is rapidly fading. I probably should go and spend some time with my husband. I kind of abandoned him when I saw the package had arrived and went, oh my God, I have to film a video. People must know what I bought. So I will do a full face of Catrice and Essence products. So kind of like a beauty on a budget. And at the same time, that can be sort of like testing out for long wear. As I said, my work hours have changed, so I have much longer days now on Thursdays and Fridays, so I can do the full face and then a wear test and see how I get on. So I've had such a good time with you guys. Thank you for watching. If you have any requests, then please do let me know, and I'll see you later. Bye.